Giving people a moment to log on. So today, oh my goodness, today I want to talk about stillness. Before we get started, because, after our meditations, we're a little zenned out, so it's hard to remember things. So before I get started on what we're going to be discussing today, I want to go over, if you saw my post yesterday, we will be starting our book club next week. So Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. after the kids are asleep, instead of doing the usual Netflix and chill, because I just noticed, even though we read, I noticed that the last thing I was doing at night was just like binge watching shows, and just I want to do a little bit more. I want to dig a little bit deeper. I want to be a little bit more, and I don't want to say productive, because you will have to do and honor what feels right to you. And right now, if watching TV until you go to sleep is what you need, then there's never any judgment. But if you want to dig a little deeper, if you want to be part of a community of other like-minded individuals and step outside your comfort zone, then I definitely would suggest for you to join our book club. So it's open to everyone, whoever wants to join. We don't know who's going to show up. And all you have to do is get the book. So we found this book, and it's been amazing. All you have to do is get the book. Hi, Omar. Miss you. Braiding Sweetgrass. It's truly magical, and when you read it, it makes you really start to open up and see this world through the eyes of gratitude. And I feel like that's the first step. I know for me in my journey, the first things that I started to do is, I just didn't want to be stressed. So when people are like, you can't be grateful and stressed at the same time, then I started just being grateful. And at first it was like, I'm grateful for tonight. But then it gets easier. So living that life of gratitude is a great first step. And also, starting your meditation practice. So when you start to kind of intertwine those two things, I think they're kind of like the two best friends that you need to shift into this new way of being. So if reading and being part of this book club calls to you, just get the book, read the first chapter, and we will be meeting every Wednesday at 9 p.m. That way, if you have kiddos, if you have stuff to do, all of that will be done. And just spending an hour in community as a tribe, going over what we learned from the book and how it applies to our lives. And you have no idea, just by doing so, the type of healing that you will be creating within. Because that's what we really need right now. We need to come together and be around those people that bring up our magic, that challenge us to go outside our comfort zone, that will enable us to level up. So if this calls to you, let me know and I can send you the Zoom information. So speaking of leveling up and what's going on, so I find myself, I'm doing a lot more meditations for businesses with everything that's going on. Employees are stressed out. Like, to shift from working in an office to now working at home is a lot. To go from like your quiet cubicle or office to now your children running around and multitasking, it's a lot. So people are really under a lot of pressure right now. So these type of skills are needed more than ever before. And I'm really called to help, corporations, because I can speak their language because I was in the corporate sector for so long. But it's really beautiful to see the journey and remind myself where I was before and where I am now, because I was definitely one of them. Work was just a priority. I was limited by my value was definitely my functionality and my productivity. And so it's been really beautiful to be able to help individuals, even if it's for an hour, and to allow them and open up this new door of this whole new world, right? Seeing that shift from the brain to the heart, having them connect with pieces of themselves that they haven't been connected with in so long. But one of the things that I think we struggle with, and sometimes I do as well, is being still. Like being still and being silent, like listening, having that quiet time. Because as soon as we're quiet, then our brain tries to fill in all this noise. And so I challenge you today to just spend, even if it's 10 minutes outside. I know in Kansas City today it's raining, so just maybe stepping outside, going under, I went under an umbrella and I was just outside, just listening to the rain. And that's meditation too. As soon as my mind started to, you don't have time for this, you have to do this and you have to do that, I would just take a deep breath, bring it back to just listening to the water as it hits the leaves, listening to the birds that are still chirping regardless of the rain, just being silent and being still. And it's so uncomfortable for some of us, but that's the part of being uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable and being still. And something that's kind of calling to me as well is to have that silence for like a day. So many people will go into retreats, so silence retreats, where they don't speak for 3 to 5 days. And I don't think I'm there yet, but maybe having a day of just not speaking. And I don't know how that will go with my little ones, but it's calling to me to just be still, to be present, and not just in meditation, but just in life. So I'll let you know how that goes. Well, let's go ahead and get started, because that stillness is calling me now. And I appreciate you guys so much, because when we're healing, as we heal ourselves, we're healing those around us. So when I do these sessions, I'm processing these things with you, because we never stop learning, we never stop growing, we never stop expanding, we just level up, right? So I'm clearing just as much as you are through these. So start to find a comfortable position, sitting up or laying down. Start to take those deep breaths in, holding for a moment, and then exhaling out. Having your exhale be a little bit longer than your inhale. Calming your body. Letting go of any tension that you're holding around your eyes. Letting the skin around your eyes settle. Around your jaw. Unclenching your teeth. Letting your tongue hang. letting go, taking those deep breaths, and allowing yourself to just be present. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing that you need to worry about. There's so much work that you can do by just being still. So start to bring that relaxation down from your shoulders, letting go into your chest, your diaphragm, down your hips, to your thighs. Letting go of the moment, knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. Allowing your legs to relax, bringing that relaxation all the way down to the tips of your toes. Letting yourself sink a little deeper. Imagining yourself sitting on the floor, opening up your root chakra right at the base of your spine. And as it opens up, anchoring down, pulling down that cord from the base of your spine, where your body and floor meet, and allowing that cord to go in deeper into Mother Earth, feeling fully grounded and connected in this moment. Allowing yourself to just be present, to be still, to just be. When we allow ourselves to just be, we are reminded everything we need is already within. That it's not about getting somewhere. That it's not about climbing the mountain. It's realizing that you are the mountain. Attention to your body, and what does it mean to go from the head to the heart? Feeling every breath connecting to your body. Where do you feel like you're still holding tension? Where you feel that tension, that blockage. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just bringing attention to that place. Not doing anything, just observing. Trying to change anything, not trying to fix it. people keep texting you in the middle of a meditation, you become the observer. By being the observer, you start to see that change, that shift. Just being still. So coming back to where you feel that blockage. How does it feel now? Are you just bringing awareness to it by holding space? When you see it start to break down, you're just being aware of it, bringing light. It starts to melt away. So much work happens by being still, but we think of process as this grueling task of extreme movement and exertion. But our growth is somewhere to go. Stillness from the trees around us. How grounded they are. All that internal change that happens through the seasons. Without movement, by just being present. To just be. You start to flow with life. Just like the trees when it's time for winter, you bunker down. You share your bareness, your raw, bare leaves, rather branches with the world. That's like showing our true and authentic selves. Not feeling that we need to be polished or have to be a certain way or have to look a certain way to be lovable. Knowing that we are who we are. And that is more than enough. That we're not our things. We're not our titles. We're not who others think we are. But that I am. That I am. So regardless of how hard the winter is, there's always room for spring. And because we created that space, when spring comes, we have that energy to bloom, to grow, to expand, to try new things. To share that beauty within out unto the world, that newness. fall and letting go. The trees never cry when it's time to let go of the leaves because they know that it's just part of the cycle. By being still, you still let go. As humans, sometimes it's so hard because we feel like we work so hard. We work so hard in the spring and in the summer. How can I let this go? We start to think that it's not fair. We start to build that victim mentality within us. But the more that you lean into this, that you understand these cycles, that you surrender to this process, that you willingly let go of those attachments, you start to build that inner resilience. It's easier to come back. Lost in the chaos and the waves of your emotions. You honor those emotions, but you don't get lost. You have that anchor, you have those roots implanted into Mother Earth. So it's easier to come back home to your true north. And I specifically start with winter because we usually think of winter as the end. We think of death as the ending of things. But nothing really ends. The end is just the beginning. So what is beginning for you? What are you making room for? And can you be still enough to see it? There's so much magic around us at all times. But we're not still enough to feel it, to see it, to be a part of it. When you're still, you can see things from a closer perspective. You take the moment to just be still, to just look at a flower and see how intricate, how beautiful it is, the way that it's made, its functionality. Still, you start to build up those tools that we let go when we become adults, that we had as children. That wonder and that awe that is all around us. That zest for life, that gratitude. next 2 minutes, I will let you go on your own journey without guidance, knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. Allow yourself to go in that journey just for 2 minutes by just breathing. Go to a place where you feel whole. Imagine yourself at the beach or walking through a forest or tending to your garden. Now allow yourself to use your imagination, to use your intuition to travel within. And if you start to get antsy, come back to your breath. So give yourself these 2 minutes to just be. was your journey like? Where did you travel to? That's the beauty of this practice, is that we don't physically need to go somewhere to travel. There's worlds and wonder already within us. We just have to be present, be still, and breathe. So I'd love to hear where you went. Shoot me a DM. Let me know if you're interested in joining our book club. And have a beautiful, magical day. Namaste, aho, amen, all those great things. Enjoy your day and let me know how that moment of stillness went for you. Mwah. Love you.